Inart, Joker. Hot Toys, Joker. Let's compare them. Head sculpts, outfit, proportions, hands, shoes, accessories. Who did it best? Not fair to compare the hair because one's got rooted hair, the Inart, and the DX42 has sculpted hair. So we will not be talking about the hair, but we can talk about the sculpt because it's the same sculpt on the artisan version. So let's get into it. Hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at DKnight333. Right now I've put them in the same pose. They've both got their cigarette holding hand and their gun holding hand. For some reason the Hot Toys arms come down a lot lower than the Inart ones, even though the figures are basically the same height, standing at the same level. But something about the proportions on the Hot Toys figure are just kind of all over the place. I've clicked his neck back into the socket because in the review I'd often unplug it to make the neck look a little bit longer because he was just looking a bit boxy, and for the purposes of this comparison I've clicked it back into place like it should be. But I just think he has a very kind of boxy look to him. I think the chest just kind of sticks out a bit too much, like it's a very flat kind of torso chest area on the Inart, and you can tell that he's very skinny under there, and he was very skinny in the movie. So let's just take a look at the proportions and the length of things. So the coat kind of ends at the same place. The width of the shoulders, pretty widthy should I say, over on the Inart, pretty widthy shoulder wise on the Hot Toys too. Length of the neck, I'm liking that a lot more on the Inart. I think the distance between his jawline and the top of the collar seems very realistic to me. And then over here, I don't know, it's all just looking a bit kind of squashed to me. That could just be my eyes. You let me know in the comments what you think about that. Just looking at proportions, I'll turn them to the side as well. Right, now, as you saw in the review of the DX42, at the back of the jacket I got this really weird lumpy bumpy padding that I think is just really misshapen on my copy. I don't know, didn't see it to that extent in Justin's video, and I've been checking other people's videos and with varying degrees of hunchback padding action, and the Inart version does not have that. It looks very natural, and there is a wire running all through the Inart jacket, all through the collar, all through the edges, everywhere, so you can have it just looking like a regular suit, just falling naturally or moving with the motion of him doing his dancing and whatnot. I believe the Hot Toys version definitely has a wire running through the lining, I guess the outside of the coat. Don't know if there's a wire in the collar. I'll check that for you in a minute. Don't really want to go bending it, but yeah, proportions from the side definitely would give that to Inart. He also looks suitably skinny and well in proportion. The head to the body, all that. But yeah, the back looks way more realistic on the Inart compared to what I've got going on with my Hot Toys one. Just very bumpy and stiff and awkward looking. Just looking at the difference between the smoking hands here, I mean they're both doing the same thing. The Hot Toys one, while looking very realistic, I think the pose for holding the cigarette just looks a bit odd, very relaxed, which is nothing wrong with that, but I just think the Inart hand conveys what it's doing so much more clearly. But that is very subjective. I mean, still really good. I just noticed the difference because they're both doing the same thing, but different poses, different kind of attitude. Now if you look at the shirt collar, the way where it kind of, let me just see if I can get some finger action here. See the way where it meets in the middle here, both ends almost touch, that's how it is on the Inart shirt. But then you come over to the Hot Toys shirt and it just abruptly kind of stops. You've got a gap, quite an unsightly gap there, and then the collar continues on the other side, and it's not how that should be. and it is a bit of an illusion killer. Even if you have the artisan version with the real hair, if that shirt looks like that, you're never gonna really fool anyone into thinking that's a real person with photography, which I believe to the unexperienced person out there when it comes to 1/6 scale, I think you could fool people with this one, even down to the shirt collar looking realistic. It's a thinner material than the Hot Toys material, and it just behaves more like a real shirt, but shrunk down to 1/6 scale. I mean, all the clothing really manages to do that, like literally real clothing shrunk down to the scale. Nothing's too thick. It's a different kettle of fish. I do like the colour of the Hot Toys shirt, and I like the patterning, but I've only just noticed recently about that situation with the collar, the inaccuracy of the way it's designed here. So that would definitely go to Inart. He's definitely skinny. When he filmed this, you can see it coming through the suit. Skinny dude. Look at those legs. Ain't no meat on those legs. And I tell you, I wouldn't mind getting that Hot Toys vest on the Inart figure, because I do love the colour of the Hot Toys vest. This is him on the set, obviously, and it's really the man himself. Hot Toys vest, but with the Inart buttons. That would be sweet. I think it would just set things off even more, because the vibrancy of that vest is really nice against the red, and the red is very similar on the Hot Toys to the Inart. I do kind of prefer the collar on the Inart. It has a bit more of that obvious 70s style, you know, whereas this one doesn't scream 70s to me. It just doesn't. And the whole shape, the shoulders, the whole shape of the jacket's just a bit, I don't know, bulky and weird looking, whereas this is just beautiful to look at. Even realistic, you see the edge of the shoulder pad area there, the way that would be in real life. I just think it's super realistic over here. Bit underwhelming over here. I gave him a good score in the review because I was genuinely impressed with it, and I still am. But when you stand it next to the competition, I think it becomes pretty clear. Okay, let's take a look at the eyes. So I'll try to get them as close together as I can. I'll have to zoom in individually and get close to them, but already I think the Inart eyes look way more accurate and real. And there's just something, they're not dark eyes on the Hot Toys, but they just don't seem to light up. I mean, I've got the light shining right in his face right now, but they still look kind of just like black balls. Demon eyes, demonic, you know, whereas that colour really comes through on the Inart. And I just think the eyeballs in general are so much more realistic. They really are. Yeah, I mean, just look at those bad boys. And the eyelashes are much better painted as well. I mean, ignore the hair, because we're not supposed to be talking about the hair. Don't let that affect your... I might even be able to crop it so that you're not seeing the hair right now. We'll see. But yeah, very realistic eyes. Just very real. Every single aspect of them. And then Hot Toys ones, eyelashes are quite crude. Just obviously kind of painted on there, printed on there. And I'm just not getting anywhere near the amount of life out of the eyes on the Hot Toys one. They're very dark, very hard to get them to light up a little bit. Absolutely no contest there. Eyebrow paint on the Hot Toys one, his right red eyebrow is going up higher than the left. They didn't do that on the Inart one, just noticed. They're pretty much level, so I'd have to go do a bit of research on that. Okay, well, sometimes one of the eyebrows seemed a little bit higher on one side, and other times, like when he was sitting in the backstage at the Murray Franklin show, it seemed to be more like the Inart makeup. For the overall likeness, it has to be Inart for me, just an undeniable realism and accuracy to a creepy level. Like, genuinely, every time I look at it, I'm looking at it now through the viewfinder, I'm seeing it there on the left looking back at me and thinking, it looks like a real guy. Even down to the shirt, the collar, the jacket, everything. Just an astonishing feat in 1/6 scale, and it's a damn shame that, part 2 turned out the way it did. It put a lot of people off, because before that film came out, this figure would have been an extremely, extremely big deal. But it's a damn shame. Guess it should have just stayed as one movie, because the effects that the sequel had on the community. Not everyone, of course. I know some people like it. I don't hate every moment of it. When they're not singing, I was really I was intrigued and I was into it. I loved seeing Arthur in prison and how it was with the guards and stuff. But then whenever they started singing and dancing, I mean, like I said before, if you wanted to really do that, you could have just had one 10-minute sequence in the middle of the movie where you just go for it, and it's a big dream sequence, and just get it out of your system. It didn't have to. I remember, man, after about 5 or 6 songs, there was a point towards the end where everyone in the cinema, he was sitting there, and we all fought it because it got quiet for a minute. We were like, please don't sing, please don't sing. And he just starts singing, and you heard everyone just go, oh, for fuck. Oh, man. I love that first film. It's a friggin' masterpiece, and seeing that scene when he shoots Murray on the show, the impact of that in the cinema, man, when I saw it for the first time, that was a unique experience in my history of going to see films. Just a so immersive moment, just shocks you. Incredibly well done. Amazing performance from everyone, but Joaquin just deserved all the praise he got for it. So yeah, Inart just did it justice and then some. Like, they really pulled off some wizard stuff. Like, how the hell did they do this? I'm not blowing smoke, man. You can see what I'm looking at. I mean, the structure of the face, the expression. You could say he's not really, there's no expression on the face, but to me, it changes with the eye movement, with the angle you're looking at it. It has so much going on. I really think it's a perfect choice if they're only going to give you the one, full clown makeup look, rather than a smile. Whoa! I caught him. Look at that. I caught him right before he hit the desk. You lost your balance, Mr. Joker. That's the Inart one. Well, I saved you. You're okay. I think the makeup on the face looks more convincing on the Inart. You get more of his skin tone coming through in certain areas, where he hasn't applied it quite as thickly as he has in other places on his face. And the eyelids on the Inart figure have that realistic kind of pinkness, just subtly there, where the makeup hasn't hit right as the eyelid meets the eye. And the Hot Toys one, I'm not getting that coming through so much. I think I can see a little bit of it in the right over there in the corner. But there's no mistaking it's there on the Inart, but it's not too much. It's just the right amount of realism. It's a very realistic paint app on here. Like, it really looks like he's put white makeup on his face. With certain areas being applied more thickly than others. And the Hot Toys, also very nice. I have to keep ignoring the hair. I'm trying to do that the best I can, just looking at the face, but I do prefer Inart in every aspect, I gotta be honest. I mean, just everything. I mean, you just look at that, I don't know how it could get any better. It's what it is. It's what it is. Yeah, that collar. It has a wire in it, you can adjust it, but oh, it's because he fell forward, that's right. That's why the collar's looking weird. I've got to fix it again now. I do prefer the Inart shoes. Really, really well sculpted and painted. I just put them in the same pose just to see. I wanted to bring back one side of the jacket on the Inart one because it was covering up the vest. But it also made me think how appropriately skinny he looks again when I saw, you know, the leg coming forward. You can tell the legs are quite thin. And then I did the same pose with the Hot Toys, and it just doesn't have that level of realism. I mean, it's everything. It's the proportions of the body, the way the suit's moving. The legs just don't convey on the right quite what they're supposed to. The ones on the left do. Alright, that is the Inart version sitting in its chair. That pose honestly took a minute to do, just 1 minute, from standing up to looking just like that, because the legs are so easy to work with and cross over so well. And then I just put the gun sitting on his leg, still holding the cigarette. Posture looks natural, and if you notice, his feet are touching the surface perfectly planted. On the Hot Toys one, when I was doing the review, the feet weren't quite reaching the floor and it was making it look a bit comical. But I'm going to try that next, same pose but with the Hot Toys version, but that was very easy to do, and this figure looks real enough standing up. But once you start doing sitting down poses and just bringing it to life, it's an amazing figure. Okay, I'm going to try to film myself, kind of, at least so you can see that I'm genuinely telling you the truth about how long it takes to do this pose. So first I'm just going to take his cigarette out, have his fingers there, get him legs. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? Ooh, the legs are a lot stiffer. Can you see anything? Yeah, you can see something. Okay. Just get his legs up. Alright. Get this leg to go up higher. That's cool. And get this one bent. I see it's reaching the surface now. I notice. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not as easy as the Inart version, but he's doing it. He's doing it. So I've got to get that there. We've got to bring this over here. Turn that way. Get that on there. Get the cigarette back in his hand. And that's it, really. But his foot's planted now. Okay, well, fake news, folks. Sorry about that. I don't know what was going on before, but yeah. Maybe I just needed to position his butt better in the groove or something. Anyway. Both sitting down. Didn't take long. Both look natural. Both look good. Both look very good. I just landed on that. That's looking sweet. I just did that now. Yeah. That is nice. And the gun as well. It looks kind of sinister. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a clear-cut case here, but I really like the way the Hot Toys one's looking right now. That was a cool little fluke. Or was it a fluke? Was that just the skill coming through the 20 years of working with 1/6 scale on this channel? Yeah, might have a little something to do with it. Alright, so I've faced the Inart version on the left forward as well and tilted the head down a little bit. I mean, the neck looks way more obvious. Think about what we got going on here. Oh, it's the mighty Kuro. Kuro-san, hello. Look at you. I can tell your tail's wagging because you're wobbling. That's right, you've got the wobbles. And you're fed up with me being in here filming, aren't you? You're like, pay attention to me. Clean up this room. Sort yourself out, mate. Oi. I'll feed you, walk you bloody 3 times a day. Thanks for that, by the way. Look at, oh, peering out. Let's have a look. What is he? What are you doing? Oh. Right. Back to business. Alright, I still got to compare the hands, and I mean, obviously the Inart one, accessory wise, beats the Hot Toys. It cost a lot more money, so you'd expect it to come with a lot more stuff, which it does, including the book with every page, all the detail in there is joke book, all the crazy imagery and stuff. Tablet, you know, the little tablets and stuff. The card, which I'm surprised Hot Toys didn't give you, at least give you his card that explains his condition. Come on, man. Does it come with the artisan version, at least? Even the third-party ones came with those cards most of the time. Alright, Kuro. Won't be long. But yeah, the Inart version came with a daunting amount of accessories, but then it was a 4-pack, so it came with more options for display. Right, here's the bag of accessories for all the Inart figures. You got the mask, got loads of hands, all kinds of stuff in there. Loads of stuff. Let's get one of these hands out and start comparing the Inart hands to the Hot Toys hands. Get a few of these. That should do it. Oh, and the gun. We've got 2 guns. Big heavy metal gun. Okay, we've got Inart hands on the left, Hot Toys hands on the right. You can see there's a size difference. They're just bigger on the Hot Toys on the right. Inart, I think, nailed the complexion or the Caucasian skin for Arthur Fleck in the movie. Hot Toys considerably more tan looking. He wasn't ghostly white, don't get me wrong, but you know, that's just not how Joaquin Phoenix skin is. But they definitely tried to make him look tired and kind of meek and not the healthiest of chaps, and that comes across in the Inart paint apps. Sculpt wise, it seems to be pretty damn close, to be honest with you. I think. I mean, it's debatable, you know, I'm just showing you. I prefer the skin tone on the Inart, but even like the fingernails, the cuticles, present on both companies. You know, the digits and the wrinkles and the knuckles, it's all there on both. So that's up to you, really. Certainly easier to change out the arms because of the magnets on the Inart versus the kind of you can't really see it here. You see there's a magnet in the Inart one, and on the Hot Toys it's just that hole, so you just kind of have to force it on the little plug. It's not that difficult, but it's not as easy as the Inart one. Okay folks, I shan't keep you much longer. Let's wrap it up. I prefer the Inart version. If I was only going to keep one, it would definitely be that. I think it's an overall 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Perfect example of what is possible in 1/6 scale. And that's it. That's as simple as that. It's one of the most realistic figure, along with the other 3 that came in the pack, all equally realistic. Just nothing else out there can touch it. And the Hot Toys one is a great option. I gave it a good score because it's a great figure, but it doesn't come close to the realism. Nothing about hair, just posture, proportions, tailoring, realism in every aspect goes to the Inart version on the left. But the Hot Toys is still a great option if you just want to keep it Hot Toys in your collection. You've already, you know, invested years into the company. You think, I want the Hot Toys one to go along with my Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson, stuff like that. Fill your boots, by all means. Get involved and get it, because it's a great piece. This is a comparison, and I'm being honest with you. That is the one right there. It's not even close. Let me know what you think in the comments. Drop a like on it. so more people will discover the channel. Got some great stuff coming up on the channel soon for you. So I hope you're all doing well. I mean that. Thank you for all the support on the channel. Those of you that comment and get involved means a lot to me. And I'll keep bringing you these videos. So take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye. Am I going to keep the Hot Toys figure now that the videos are almost done? Still got to do a showcase video technically, but almost done with it. Don't really have any reason to keep it, but I feel like keeping it. But I can't have two red suit Jokers on display, it just ain't got the space. But I would like to keep the diorama so I can keep them combined like this. Maybe I could fit the whole 4-pack by Inart on this combination of the two dioramas. That might make a really cool display. I think I could fit 4 of them on here. Have Arthur peeking around that curtain. So I don't know if I'm keeping the Hot Toys figure, but I have to think about it.